everyone, welcome to the Gypsy Caravan. I'm Shan. How you doing? For today's look, I'm going to be showing you how to get this really grungy, beautiful, glittery, smoky eye for a New Year's Eve party or just for your New Year's Eve event. So let's get into it. First thing we're going to do, as always, is we're just going to prime our eyes. I'm using the usual good old Paintpot, and I'm taking this on a 224 and priming everything from the inner corner to the outer corner, lash line all the way up to the brow. This is quite a heavy and intense look, so priming is ridiculously essential for today, so get that on there. For the first eyeshadow of the look, I am taking Kid by MAC and the same 224 brush, and I'm going to be using this just in the crease area. This is going to be our transition shade. As you can see, it's a little bit deeper than my skin tone. It's really just there to create a subtle shadow so that everything else that we do apply on the lid and crease later on blends a little bit more seamlessly. I am using a 224 brush to diffuse this. It doesn't have to be super dark so that we can build all the eyeshadows on top of that. So just go back and forth in the crease area and then diffuse that up to the brow. Taking a smaller blending brush, I'm going in with an eyeshadow shade that is slightly darker than Kid, but still keeping in with the cool undertones. I prefer working with cool undertones when it comes to black smoky eyes because it gives the black a little bit more strength and structure, as well as preventing the eye from looking bruised and beat up. You can of course do a warm transition if you prefer. I just prefer a cool undertone transition. So using the small blending brush, I'm just going to pack that color into the crease, inner corner to outer corner, just to bring some more depth to the crease. And then I'm going to use the previous fluffy blending brush to just soften that out. I love a very diffused transition in the crease. When it comes to smoky eyes like this, it needs to be incredibly blended for me. If you prefer doing a cut crease, you're more than welcome to do that too. The last eyeshadow that we're going in with is a cool undertone purple. It looks quite dark in this photo, but trust me, it's a really beautiful purple. I'm taking this again on that small blending brush, and we are using this to really just create the deepest, most saturated color right in that crease so that it can withstand and will hold up the black that we'll be placing down in a second. So buff that in, inner corner to outer corner with your small blending brush. Grab your fluffy brush again and just diffuse that up slightly. It's a really good idea to have this kind of gradient in your crease. It just makes the black a lot easier to blend, as black eyeshadows, we all know, is really hard to blend. So you need this type of gradient and this kind of saturation and color layering to really make that black stand out and pop and make it super seamless and structure the black eyeshadow correctly. Picking up a soft black eyeliner or eye pencil, whichever you have, slowly start to just dot or slightly dab and drag the pencil across your lid. So obviously tight line your eye first because we don't want any gaps in our eyelid to show through our lashes. And then just slowly like dab and drag, as you can see here. This is what I'm doing, and just get that pencil down. It doesn't have to be neat, it doesn't have to be tidy. Just get the pigment down as close as you can to the lash line and take it slowly up on your lid. You don't need to do the entire lid, as we will be blending this out with a brush. I am just taking my 217 and I am just very slowly and patiently blending out this pencil. You need to take your time doing this. It is of the utmost importance. You cannot just go in and expect this pencil to blend out seamlessly. You need to put in the time and the effort to slowly dab and drag this black pencil out. As you can see, I even pull my eye slightly taut just so that I can get that pencil to move across without any jagged lines, without any skips in the lid itself. You don't need the pencil catching on any creases or wrinkles on the eye. Just take your time and slowly just blend this pencil up into the crease. It does not need to go directly into the crease. It just needs to go high enough so that the lid is covered, because we are going to be going in with a black eyeshadow to soften this and blend this out. The reason why I'm putting a black pencil down first is because this really intensifies black eyeshadow. You are more than welcome to just go in with a black eyeshadow, but it's not as rich and saturated and pigmented as it is as if you were to lay a pencil down first, blend that out with a blending brush, and then go in with a black eyeshadow. This is the easiest way to achieve a smoky eye, and anyone can do it, and it is super effortless. Grab any black eyeshadow you have on hand. It can be matte or it can be like this black eyeshadow that I'm using that has a slight gold red reflect or shift in it. It really doesn't matter. We're just going to take a black eyeshadow and we're going to place that in the crease, and we're going to buff that pencil out further using back and forth motions and slightly diffusing this higher up. The trick to a really good smoky eye is to get that black eyeshadow past your crease area. If you keep it quite tight and packed in your crease, that's when your eyes start to look a little sunken in. That's when your eye starts looking like you've got a blue eye or that you've been hidden in the eye, and we don't need that. You can also pull your smoky eye out to make it a little bit more feline, like I have slightly. However, if I am doing a black smoky eye, for me personally, I do prefer the very rounded, grungy sort of effect. So I do pull it out slightly as my eyes do droop, but I keep the shape quite round. Again, just a reminder to keep that to pack that black eyeshadow down on the lid, and then to slowly buff it back and forth in the crease area and slightly diffuse it out. You can also go back in with a little bit more of Kid or Hush Hush or that Blackberry eyeshadow on that big fluffy brush and slowly diffuse that edge out. The softer you can make that edge and the more gradient that black effect is going up towards your brow in that crease area, the more effective the smoky eye is going to look. Again, because you are working with a black eyeshadow, be patient, take your time, work in back and forth motions as well as circular motions, and pat the eyelid down rather than just sweeping the eyeshadow across. This is going to create a little bit of fallout, which is why I do prefer doing the eyes first when it comes to a black smoky eye, cleaning up the underneath the eye and then going in with the skin. I'm going to be layering pigments and glitters now to create that really grungy, sweaty, leather wet look effect on the eye. I'm taking this cream color base by Woolworths and Sir John first. It is a pearl reflect with gold in it, but it's sticky, it's tacky, and it's going to hold the next pigment we are putting down. This pigment is technically an eyeshadow that MAC used to do. It's called Cinderfella, which is a beautiful black gunmetal reflect eyeshadow. It is honestly the most incredible eyeshadow they have ever made. I don't think they do it anymore, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just using a packing brush to apply this over top that pearl cream color base. And as you can see, it is super reflective. It makes my eye look wet, it looks leathery. Oh, it just looks like pure straight up metal is attached to my eyelid. It is the most incredible eyeshadow ever. And if they still make it, God bless them. If not, any black shimmery eyeshadow or glitter or pigment that you have will work for this look. Just apply it everywhere, get it in the crease, get it on your lid. I will only be going in with mascara for today because I feel like messing up and thickening up the lashes with mascara and making them look super goopy and super messy just adds to the grunginess of this look. So I'm going in with my Fenty mascara and I'm coating my top and bottom lashes, and then once I have completed my waterline later on in the tutorial, I'm going to go in with more mascara, then just whack on loads of mascara. If you want, you can put lashes on, but I feel like leaving the lashes kind of bare like this with just mascara adds to the grunginess of the overall look. For the skin today, I'm keeping everything super pulled back. I'm not even going to be wearing a lot of makeup, no contour, none of that. So I'm starting my skin with some Spotlight primer from Physicians Formula. This is a very glowy, very hydrating sort of primer, and that's exactly what I want. I want my skin to look like I am a fresh faced goddess or a model off duty, and I'm not wearing any makeup except for a smoky eye. To create that glassy reflect on the skin, or glass skin, or hyper highlight, I am using this dew stick from Ciate, and I am just running it along the high points of my face, warming it up with my fingers and tapping it in. It is essentially oil in a stick, if you will, but it adds the most incredible reflect in the skin. I am applying it before my foundation as well, just so that it's not super intense and so that I don't look like I actually am sweating or, you know, got caught in the rain. But underneath foundation, it creates the most amazing glossy look to the skin, and this is perfect for this type of eye look. With the skin being super pulled back, it gives an element of fresh face to the look. To complement the model off duty fresh face skin, I'm going in with one of my favorite foundations. This is Face and Body in the shade C1 by MAC. I absolutely love this foundation. It's sheer, but you can work it up to a bit of a coverage if you need to, which is why I like applying it with my hands. As you see here, the more friction you give this foundation, the more coverage you get, but the more skin-like the foundation actually looks. You can use a brush if you want and just work it up with a bit of friction against the brush, or you can apply it with your hands. Either way, look how amazing this looks on the skin. It gives you such a skin-like look, it gives you such a skin-like glow, and I feel like this is the perfect foundation to wear with this type of smoky heavy eye. The more natural and more skin-like you can keep your skin, the more you can show off the smoky eye. Normally I wouldn't go in with a concealer with this type of look, but I do feel like I need it today. So I'm going to be using the Studio Fix concealer just to lift that bag underneath my eye and to cover the 1 or 2 blemishes I have and even out the redness on my nose. And that is it. I'm literally not using a lot of concealer on my skin because I do still want to keep it fresh. I do want to still see my skin coming through that foundation. I'm not one to cover any imperfections or lift the skin, but I do feel like it's necessary today since my skin is a little bit wonky. The trick to doing really good skin for this type of makeup look is to keep everything very, very minimal and very pulled back. That may be harder for some people just depending on their skin type or their skin concerns. But just go in with minimal amount of products and cover only the hotspot areas, the areas that you really feel you need coverage or highlighting. I'm then going to be taking a translucent powder on a small blending brush, and I'm literally only hot spotting and setting the areas where I had placed that concealer. I don't want to mattify the entire skin down. I only want to hot spot certain areas so that you have that really nice textural appearance on the skin. Also, translucent powder is very smoothing, so that is why I'm using it on the face, just to give that overall smooth look, but still keeping in the really nice juicy glow that I have from that Ciate pen and my foundation. Let's finish off the eyes. I'm running a liner brush across my Feline pencil just to pick up some product, and I'm going to use this to tightline my lashes. I'm going to keep my waterline open because had I lined that with black, I feel like it would close the eye up a little too much for my liking. So I generally tend to leave the waterline open just so that my eyes still look quite big, but I can still have that smoky effect of the smoky eyeliner. So I'm just going to run this pencil from inner corner to outer corner and join it up with that outer wing that I have created with the eyeshadow. I'm then just going to pick up a clean 217 and I am just going to smudge out that eyeliner. This eyeliner luckily is quite soft, so it would be super easy to blend out underneath the eye. I'm not going to take this super low down, as that again will just close up my eye. But I do want it to be a very soft, smoky effect under the eye as well to complement the top of the eye. So I'm just using this 217 to shimmy that eyeliner back and forth. I'm also just going to pick up a little bit more of my black eyeshadow, and I'm going to run that only in the outer corner just so that I can connect the top eyelid to the bottom eyelid and just round off that area so that I have a really rounded smoky eye again, which is just the shape that I prefer. So just wiggling that in back and forth. If you want, you can still pull up your eye and taper it slightly to make it a little bit more feline, but that's up to you. I'm then going in with a big fluffy blending brush and picking up either a little bit more of that Hush Hush or Blackberry, up to you, and I'm just going to blend that out and make that look a little bit more seamless as well, so that I don't have any harsh edges, and again so that everything that I do at the bottom matches the work that I've done at the top. I'm going to pop mascara on my bottom lashes. Normally, to keep this look quite editorial, I would normally just stop there and not do any contouring or anything like that, just add a lip and go. But for today's look, I wanted to keep it a little bit more wearable, and also because I have absolutely no angles in my face, I feel like I do need them. So I'm just taking my Fenty Cream Bronzer, which is in the shade Amber 01. It's the perfect shade to give me shadows in my face without over contouring or over bronzing my skin. I am using a slanted brush because it is a cream product, and I do need help getting into all those bone structures on my face to really create this nice shadow. I'm only going to be contouring underneath my bone structure, and I'm not going to be bronzing or setting this with powder or anything. I literally just wanted to look like I've restructured my face so that I do have a few more angles and a little bit more definition in my face. So I'm going underneath my cheekbones, I'm going along the very edge of my forehead, I'm going underneath my jaw to take out that double chin that I have, and I'm going to be chiseling out my nose as well, and that is it. I'm keeping it very anchored towards the perimeters of my face. I'm not bringing this further down or anything like that, and then I'm blending it out so that there is an inkling of an angle in my face, but not really, because I do still want to keep my face very pulled back and very, very fresh faced, and just make it look as if, you know, my face actually does look like this every single day. To bring a slight flush of color to the skin, I'm going in with this warm peachy pink blush. It is a sheer tone sort of blush, so it will be quite sheer on the skin, and I'm just buffing this in on the top of my cheekbones and draping it around my eyes. Again, this is just to give a bit of a flush to the skin, nothing too intense, and not adding any more product to the skin. I'm then going to go in with the highlighter side of this duo, and I'm going to highlight over that dewy oil stick that we had placed down before. This is just to pretty much set that oil stick, but also again just to create an overall glow on the skin and to just emphasize the natural glow that is within the skin right now. You can of course go in with any type of blush, contour, bronzer, highlighter you wish, and customize this face how you want to. This is just the way I like to do it. I like keeping the skin quite fresh faced, minimal, pulled back, and really keeping the focus on the eyes. And then I'm going to switch to a smaller brush to obviously highlight the brow bone area and highlight the inner corners of my eyes to bring back a little bit of light in those areas. I'm then just going to use a quick setting spray to not only set my face, but it has a really dewy, luminous skin finish, this specific one. This is the one by Tatcha. And as I'm fanning this down, this sort of setting spray is just going to give my skin that additional boost of luminosity. I'm then going to go in with a damn beauty sponge. This is the Real Techniques one, and I'm just going to push that into my skin so that everything marries and melts down. The lipstick I'm going in with today is Act Natural by MAC. It is a matte lipstick, and I am applying it with an earbud, don't judge me, my lip brush was dirty and I haven't washed it yet. Moving on. So as you can see, it actually does not provide much color on my skin. If anything, it is the perfect nude for my skin tone because you absolutely cannot see it. But I thought, you know what, this dead, hungry lipstick look just works with this eye look, if you ask me. So that's why I decided to go in with this lipstick for today. It's also a really beautiful grayish undertone, which is why I like it so much. And here is the completed look. Thank you so much for watching today's tutorial. I really appreciate your support. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on all social media. I have linked everything in this video, and I will see you in my next tutorial.